Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, August 10th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 653 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. I believe I was going to die. Trump supporter sentenced to prison for shooting after rally that injured black teen. Powerful heat wave to cause 100-degree temperatures for 25 million inches the U.S. this week. Marburg virus, man who died in Guinea found to have disease. Mexican drug cartel threatens to kill TV reporter. Don't buy the Democrats' undemocratic push to remake America. As Senate Republicans ignore Trump on infrastructure, House GOP falls in line. Governor Greg Abbott will bring out-of-state medical personnel to Texas as COVID-19 cases surge with hospitals near capacity. In Dubai, Filipina pulls no punches in jokes on Mideast life. Belarus leader Alexander Lukashenko said the sprinter who escaped the Olympics to seek asylum was manipulated by her Polish buddies. U.S. envoy to warn Taliban not to bet on Afghan takeover. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Tropical storm Fred likely to form Tuesday, forecasters say, west to Orlando. Stocks making the biggest moves in the pre-market, Casper Sleep, AMC Entertainment, 3D Systems and more, CNBC. NC Coronavirus Update August 10th, American Academy of Pediatrics urges FDA to expedite authorization of COVID-19 vaccine for kids, WTVD-TV. Christina Applegate reveals multiple sclerosis diagnosis, it's been a strange journey, read her post, TV Line. Dallas County judge asks for temporary restraining order against governor's mask mandate ban, CNN. Apple readies new iPhones with pro-focused camera, video updates, Bloomberg. The Bachelorette finale sees Katie Thurston's run end with an engagement, Fox News. Tobacco giant Philip Morris and auction showdown to buy ESMA firm, BBC News. Here are the charges Cuomo could face if arrested on Brittany Commisso allegations, Fox News. China upholds Canadian's death sentence as Huawei case looms, NBC News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Anti-vaccine protesters mocked over fully researched protest, outside wrong building. I Am Legend screenwriter debunks vaccine conspiracy involving film Once and for All. Southern hospitals, crushed by Delta strain, report running out of intensive care unit beds. If you're buying balsamic vinegar, here's how to tell if it's really from Medina. Who are they paying secretly now? Signs of UAE meddling in U.S. politics go ignored. These photos of Princess Diana's summer style will get you through August. Best-selling author gives Republicans some harsh truths about right-wing media. Bill Burtier's too into Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, F-King piece of ST politicians. Rep Jim Jordan's puzzling new attack on Obama backfires on Twitter. Fox News 1 Williams sounds the alarm on Trump's grifting game. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Officials ID men killed in crash. World War II Navy veteran celebrates 95th birthday. Police, woman wanted for setting man on fire. $180K offered for info on shootings of kids. Police, 9-year-old killed in drive-by shooting. Rapper see murder on hunger strike. Yankee fans win Field of Dreams tickets. Chicago mayor declares flags at half-staff after police officer shot. Lost teens found using the new location app. Car of woman missing since 1978 found. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Restaurants will never be the same, they shouldn't be. Getting old is a crisis more and more Americans cannot afford. Rachel Letchittle on the NDA she signed with Tiger Woods. The standard American diet kills us slowly in normal times and quickly in COVID times. Cuomo's top aide, Melissa DeRosa, resigns as he fights to survive. Abbott criticized for ban on COVID mandates as cases soar in Texas. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Christina Applegate reveals multiple sclerosis diagnosis. Street racing across U.S. soars after defund police movement slashes traffic patrols. Heat warnings and advisories in effect across the U.S. Shocker, 2022 Toyota Tundra pickup leapfrogs Ford, GM with modern coil spring suspension. U.S. peace envoy warns Taliban to stop their military offensive in Afghanistan. Colorado Senate race, former Olympic athlete and Air Force veteran launches 2020 to GOP campaign. Trump elites State Senator Burt Jones launches run Georgia Lieutenant Governor. Claudine De Niro approaches woman who took Cuba Gooding Jr.'s number in the Hamptons. Guy Fieri invents apple pie hot dog with Chevrolet for MLB's Field of Dreams game. Tom Del Beccaro, Newsom recall election, here's why California governor is in real trouble. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, August 10th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Governor Ron DeSantis' office, State Education Board could withhold salaries of superintendents, school board members who implement mask mandates. Child tax credit, IRS tools to manage your monthly checks. Child tax credit, when will your next payment be deposited? Will there be a national vaccine mandate? Fantasy Football 2021 sleepers, which players have been overlooked early in fantasy drafts? UEFA Super Cup 2021, how to watch Chelsea vs Villarreal. You never know what will come from a little yes, veterinarian Dr. Melissa Shapiro discusses book on deaf and blind dog Piglet. Fourth stimulus check, is another relief payment on the horizon? It's huge to tell a story of a trans man of color, Leo Shang on season 2 of Showtime's The L Word, Generation Q. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Lionel Messi reaches total agreement with PSG over 2-year deal. The final remains of British hiker Aster Dingley are discovered in the Pyrenees. Legendary New Zealand cricketer Chris Cairns on life support after freak medical episode. What next for Prince Andrew? Queen's son does not have diplomatic immunity. British businessman spends $150,000 converting his $165,854 Bentley into a pickup truck. Record results for class of COVID, 2 in 5 A-level pupils got A or A. Prince Andrew has refused to help U.S. authorities despite stating he would, say court documents. Terrified father, 42, who refused a COVID vaccine rushed to intensive care. Greek villagers refuse to evacuate and work around the clock to save their homes from wildfires. Police probe after preserved human remains are discovered inside jar at house in Liverpool. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Welcome to Trump World, the climate future scientists fear. U.S. vows to isolate Taliban if they take power by force. London's Tower Bridge reopens after being stuck for hours. Guinea orders 155 people into quarantine after West Africa's first case of Marburg virus is detected. Women filmmakers denounce Spanish Cinema Prize for death. German teacher goes on trial in alleged cannibalism case. And Korea vows stronger attack capabilities over Allied drills. We are ready to fight. Seniors at a girls-only high school in Afghanistan face an uncertain future. Ravaged by Delta outbreak, Southeast Asia shifts away from China's vaccines. Anti-vaccine protesters tried to storm the BBC's offices, but they had the wrong address. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus Hive News. China reports highest cases since January, India reports lowest infections since March. Canada, pressure on Catholic Church to compensate victims of residential schools abuses. Jamaica calls for deportation flight from UK to be halted over COVID fears. Why salmonella is a food poisoning killer that won't go away in the US. Nigel Slater's recipe for roast peppers, tomatoes and lentils. Cancel culture killing comedy, what a joke. Lionel Messi heads to Paris to seal PSG move after agreeing 2-year contract. Hey fellas, think you're an ally to women? Consider a vasectomy. Joel Filipovich. Remember Obama's drill, baby, drill days? Democrats aren't innocent on climate. David Sirota. China recalls Lithuania ambassador in Taiwan diplomatic office row. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. AP NORC poll, Americans have high trust in doctors, nurses. Colorado dad charged with murdering wife found her texts with lover, prosecutors say. Pentagon to require COVID vaccines for all service members. Unvaccinated COVID patients on why they changed their minds about the shot. Senate Dems unveil $3.5 trillion budget for social, climate efforts. Louisiana governor fasting, praying over virus. Mexican cartel threatens news anchor, demands equal coverage. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Princess Latifah, campaign to free Dubai ruler's daughter disbanded. Lionel Messi agrees Paris Saint-Germain deal after Barcelona exit, Guillaume Balog. Virginia Giuffre, Prince Andrew accuser files civil case in U.S. China elephants, 150,000 evacuated from path of trekking herd. China, Canadian citizen loses appeal against death penalty. TikTok named as the most downloaded app of 2020. Afghanistan, why is there a war? Artificial intelligence may diagnose dementia in a day. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Tropical storm Fred likely to form Tuesday, Florida may be in path later this week. 11 states report 1M cases in start of pandemic, Texas school districts defy order barring masks, latest COVID-19 updates. The day in pictures. Irreversible changes, warmer temperatures sooner, 5 alarming findings from the UN climate change report. Tornadoes reported in northern Chicago suburbs. Showbiz minute, Prince Andrew, Durst, Cuomo. AP Top Stories August 10th A. On this day, August 10, 2012. Extremely challenging stretch, smoke clearing could energize Dixie Fire, other blazes as winds return. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. PG&E power line suspected in Dixie Fire was set to be buried underground in safety move. Podcast, trying to smash sexism in the video game world. Cold enough for you? Why air conditioning reigns supreme in Southern California. COVID-19 hospitalizations rise sharply across Southern California as surge continues. Days after police video goes viral, Anaheim officer treated for possible exposure to fentanyl. 6 years after his arrest, Robert Durst takes the stand in LA murder trial. As Dixie Fire nears 500,000 acres, containment is still weeks away. After getting spooked, woman drives off cliff in Santa Cruz. Landlord sues LA for $100 million, saying anti-eviction law caused astronomical losses. Manslaughter charges filed against Los Angeles Police Department officer who killed disabled man at Costco. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Mexican migrants aren't spreading COVID in the US. No, Republicans are doing that. Hundreds of Swiss women took to the streets after a court reduced a convicted rapist's prison time because the assault only lasted 11 minutes. We need to stop it in its tracks. Authorities in West Africa have confirmed the region's first known case of Marburg virus after at least one person in Guinea died of the hemorrhagic fever disease, the World Health Organization said Monday. Hong Kong's largest teachers' union, formed in 1973, disbands just a week after Chinese state media called it of being a tumor that must be eradicated. This union consisted of 90% of all education practitioners in the territory. Prince Andrew sued by woman who alleges he sexually assaulted her at 17. Dr. Fauci said the unvaccinated should think of their community because allowing COVID-19 to spread and mutate could create a variant more problematic than the Delta. Scientists create the world's hardest glassy material, AMIII. It is capable of cutting a diamond. Australia rejects climate targets despite damning UN report. Bayer loses appeal of ruling that its weed killer causes cancer. Australian Prime Minister refuses to set net zero by 2050 climate target as global warning issued. UN climate change report sounds code red for humanity. World is likely to hit 1.5 C warming limit within 20 years. Prince Andrew sued in NY court for alleged sex abuse. Employers will be able to ask their staff if they have been vaccinated against COVID-19 so they can guard against infections in the workplace, under federal guidance finalized on Tuesday morning. Vancouver, BC researchers discover way to reduce organ rejection following a transplant. Anti-vaxxers tried to storm the BBC. They got the wrong building. The next headlines are from Forbes. Manufacturing software company Tulip raises $100 million to give factory workers cloud-based tools. GOP senators introduce bills banning mask and vaccine mandates. Texas Democrats flee to European nation with same election laws they protest back home. 3 reasons why Democrats and Republicans should love Biden's clean electricity standard. Tech CEO's societal vision reconnects capitalism to humanity. Coravin ramps up innovation during COVID with increased sales and 4 new products. Ammunition inflation prompts gun buyers to count their bullets. AI-driven biology can get critical medicines to patients faster. Bayern Munich star Alphonso Davies on NFT collection, playing without pressure and messaging Messi. Amazon to pay compensation for faulty goods sold by others on its site. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Think outside the brain box. Iran, drought must top new government's agenda. After malaria, which parasitic disease will China eliminate next? What costs half a year's pay for African scholars? Open access. Pink Lagoon and Peculiar Galaxies, July's best science images. Use HIV's lessons to help children orphaned by COVID-19. IPCC climate report, Earth is warmer than it's been in 125,000 years. Chelsea Clinton urges global sharing of COVID vaccine technology. Gas-like receptors put a sting into the evolution of immune defense. Addendum, the mutational constraint spectrum quantified from variation in 141,456 humans. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,723,935,913 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Supernatural sex drama Ghosting Gloria explores a genre mashup, sells over the world. Singapore's MM2 Asia ready to launch spin-off IPO if cinema sale fails. Korean thriller The Devil's Deal prices revenge in politics. Bambi Naka starrer Dreams on Fire, a sensory journey through Japanese urban dance. Global Citizen live lineups unveiled for Central Park, Paris, Lagos, where to see Billie Eilish, Lizzo, Ed Sheeran, Department of Justicia Cat. Ennio Morricone documentary by Giuseppe Tornatore added to Venice lineup, Global Bulletin. Thailand's A Useful Ghost wins top prize at Locarno Open Doors Awards. Sting, Annie Lennox, A.R. Rahman event raises $5 million for India COVID relief. Johnny Depp, Michael Caine to receive Karlovy Vary honors. Sanjay Leela Bhansali talks Padmavat trauma, Devdas can triumph as he reflects on a 25-year career exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A U.S. envoy will warn the Taliban not to bet on an Afghan takeover. Wildfire risk is growing everywhere, even as more Americans move into harm's way. How to keep your child safe from the Delta variant. Florida's governor says school leaders' salary may be withheld if they require masks. With extreme fires burning, Forest Service stops good fires too. NBC touts silver lining in historically low viewership for Tokyo Olympics. 1,000-year-old remains maybe of a highly respected non-binary warrior, study finds. Prince Andrew is sued by a woman who says he sexually assaulted her when she was 17. Canada opens its land border for vaccinated American visitors, the U.S. stays shut. U.S. expands sanctions on allies of Belarus authoritarian leader. The following headlines are from The Week. Late night hosts cheer Team USA's Olympics medal win, lose their invites to Obama's birthday bash. Are childless Americans really uninvested in the future? What American conservatives really admire about Orban's Hungary. Democrats make governing much harder than it needs to be. America's Tokyo Olympics viewership hit a new low for NBC. Senate Democrats tee up $3.5 trillion budget blueprint for vote after the infrastructure bill passes. Dallas and Austin public schools will require masks in defiance of governor's directive. Houston is probably next. U.S. Space Force is reportedly reluctant to accept the Pentagon's UFO portfolio. With COVID-19 hospitalizations up, there are just 8 intensive care unit beds open in Arkansas. Woman sues Prince Andrew, accusing him of sexual assault when she was 17. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Texas plan to lure tourists to sites where indigenous people were banished draws criticism. The Sunrise Movement's trailblazing quest for a new Green Deal. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Astronomy Jargon 101, Parallax. Ganymede in infrared taken during Juno's most recent flyby. Astronomy Jargon 101, Magnetars. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, August 10th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Explore the Lagoon Nebula, Messier 8. Are Mars subsurface lakes really lakes? Young moon, Venus, Spica west after sunset on August 9, 2013. The next news is from Politico. Decision to vaccinate children rests on ethics rather than science. J&J shot effective against Delta variant in large South Africa study. Belarus leader says runner who fled Olympics was manipulated. Virginia Giuffre files lawsuit against Prince Andrew, alleges abuse. Third Pfizer dose may be needed for Delta variant, BioNTech says. Department of Justice to review 9/11 records with eye toward making more public. Biden railed against Trump's immigration policies, now defends them in courts. An inconvenient truth about weed. Democrats' infrastructure visions take a bipartisan detour. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Members turn up ESG heat at Superfund annual meetings. Big companies step up push for boardroom gender diversity. Why your SMSF in pension mode still needs to file a tax return. CBA and Telstra Energy, coming to a home near you. When a good investment turns into a bad idea. Homeowners vote with feet to lock in record low mortgage rates. We've been sucked into this before. Barnaby Joyce won't back climate action before seeing the cost. Heading in right direction but lockdown extension likely. COVID-19 infections found in the Nepean Hospital mental health ward. I'm not a lawyer, clearly impressive but judiciary still gives Corroy Saw 1-week ban. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Futures movers, oil prices bounce after holding key support seen in Monday sell-off. Deep dive, 20 stocks for maximum growth as the world switches to clean energy. Metal stocks, gold inches up Tuesday after finishing at lowest price since March. Workhorse books $52 million loss on Lordstown Motor stock investment. Bond report, Treasuries hold steady ahead of infrastructure vote in Congress. Earnings results, Smile Direct Club stock drops after cyber attack and pandemic results. Need to know, climate change is urgent and preparing your portfolio should be too. 5 ways to start thinking about it, from Jefferies Strategists. Earnings results, Quali stock surges as earnings and outlook top street views. The ratings game, Yeti, like Nike, experienced a shutdown in a Vietnam manufacturing facility due to COVID. Market snapshot, stock futures tread water as investors wait for inflation data, while oil rebounds. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Federal Circuit ruling underscores importance of clear and present assignments of patent right, intellectual property, United States, Mondac News alerts. Last week in the Federal Circuit, August 2nd to 6th, no secret for obtaining venue, Lexology. Can someone oppose my already registered trademark, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Gene Pool Technologies files patent infringement actions against Halo Collective subsidiaries Coastal Harvest and A&M, Valdosta Daily Times. Tata sends a shift, gear up to enter chipset manufacturing, ettelecom.com. NO area inventor sues former U.S. patent officials, WWLTV.com. When inventions invent, Lexology. Machines take over, it's time for a complete overhaul of Marx's theories of modes of production, Daily Maverick. Freightwaves Classics pioneers, Robert Fulton revolutionized shipping, Freightwaves. Army engineer, lightweight polymer cartridges biggest invention of my career, TechLink. The next headlines are from Quartz. Nearly 4 in 10 U.S. workers say they may quit if their employer doesn't mandate vaccines. Why refusing the COVID-19 vaccine is un-American. The pandemic is giving WeWork a new lifeline. Infrastructure vote, Eurasian fires, meatball candle. Africa's first digital map of its land reveals a surprising fact about its trees. Why are countries like India against COVID-19 vaccine passports? India gets its first cryptocurrency unicorn. Ola needs more than just hype for its electric scooter to succeed in the long run. AMC's popularity as a meme stock hasn't fixed its core business. Greta Thunberg is using her Vogue cover to go after fast fashion. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. In-N-Out Burger continues suing Australian burger slingers despite having no presence in the country other than pop-ups. NYPD sued over its illegal use of sealed arrest records. Dish, cornerstone of the Trump Department of Justice's fix for the T-Mobile merger, continues to bleed wireless TV subscribers. Cities looking to dump shots water since it's barely more useful than doing nothing at all. Content moderation at scale is impossible to do well. Series about antisemitism removed by Instagram for being anti-Semitic. Daily Deal, Scaffold Hub developer plans subscription. NY legislators offer a bill that would allow cops to sue people for not doing enough bootlicking. U.S. press soft sells the real scope of AT&T's merger incompetence, ensuring it will happen again. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kelly Clarkson, Reba McEntire, Rand Paul, Quentin Tarantino, Harrison Ford, Robert Durst, Prince Andrew, Joe Buck, Bachelorette finale, National Hurricane Center. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Up to 30 Russians a year falling prey to bloodthirsty Satanist covens, expert warns as devil worshippers confess to ritual murders. Marvel superhero comic creators received just $5,000 for $1 B+ movie adaptations, media. Call center company used by Apple, Amazon and Uber wants to force workers to install AI-powered cameras in their bedrooms, reports. Is there a link between stupidity and anti-vax? GB News Boss and others goad anti-vaxxers after storming a former BBC HQ. How long can global central banks print money before fiat currencies collapse? RT's Kaiser report investigates. EU member states urge Brussels to send refugees back to war-torn Afghanistan. Australian environmental activists vandalize parliament and set fire to pram in climate protest. Belarus Lukashenko claims that Russia and Belarus could team up and bring Western-orientated Ukraine to its knees in just 24 hours. Lionel Messi's son, Thiago, trolls fans outside family home ahead of Barcelona legend's mooted move to Paris Saint-Germain. Tourists told to leave island of Martinique as French territory faces increased restrictions amid wave of COVID-19 cases. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Investigating missing details in the Democrats' $3.5 trillion anti-poverty, climate plan. Local sales of China-made Teslas collapse in July. Futures flat ahead of Senate infrastructure bill vote. Prince Andrew sued by Epstein accuser over alleged sexual abuse. Things are just getting worse, global demand isn't booming, so why are shipping rates this high? Brazil faces 10 million bag loss of coffee, preliminary assessment. The end of global tourism? He takes care of the little girls. Leon Black's ex-mistress shares explosive new details about best friend Jeffrey Epstein. Lukashenko floats Belarus interstate union with Russia amid more Western sanctions. Journalist, I'm going to miss being locked down, pines for another. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. South Africa court postpones Zuma corruption trial to September. More than 200 arrested in latest Saudi anti-corruption purge. EU nations urge bloc against halting Afghanistan deportations. Afghanistan IDPs recount escape to Kabul as Taliban tightens grip. China demands Lithuania withdraw envoy in row over Taiwan. North Korea says South, U.S. should pay for military drills. Haiti chooses judge to probe President Jovenel Moise's killing. Egypt's papyrus makers keep tradition alive despite tourism slump. At least 7 killed, 2 injured in Algeria forest fires. Regional states urge dialogue to ease South Sudan tensions. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Jen Psaki gets the Annie Leibovitz treatment in glowing Vogue profile. China, Biden wasted too much time politicizing the pandemic. Caitlyn Jenner salutes Bruce Jenner while praising Olympic athletes. Report, Chicago officers turn backs to Mayor Lightfoot after female officer killed. Ella French, first female police officer killed in Chicago since 1988. Granholm, China doesn't want to be shamed on climate. MSNBC's read, GOP stopped caring whether or not kids get sick, DeSantis is terrifying. Massachusetts coronavirus data shows average age of breakthrough case deaths is 82.5 years old. Michael Savage, withhold China debt as pandemic reparations, Biden worse than China in spreading coronavirus. TikTok comedian runs wild in the White House for coronavirus vaccine promotion. The next headlines are from UPI News. Oregon man wins dual top prizes with identical lottery tickets. Watch, hiker uninjured after being charged by bull moose in Colorado. Watch, snake on a plane removed at airport in India. E. Cummings collection returned to library after more than 50 years. Watch, man chops through 85 kiwis in minute while on balance board. Watch, class ring stolen 20 years ago found in closet of newly purchased house. Watch, world's longest basketball game record attempt underway in New York. Watch, bear relocated after wandering into Los Angeles supermarket. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. 94-year-old grandmother wears dream wedding dress, 70 years after being denied entry to bridal shop. Researchers identify a fearsome dragon with 23 feet wingspan that soared over Australian outback. Ditch your hard-to-grow lawn and start cultivating moss, instead. Two-headed turtle discovered hatched on South Carolina beach gives conservationists a big surprise. Thirsty butterfly fleeing wildfire drinks water straight from aid workers' hand. Watch. Falcons have natural eye makeup to improve hunting ability, scientists discover. Massive balloon the size of a soccer stadium to launch telescope to edge of space to study how stars form. Over half of Americans have had some of the best moments of their lives in a car. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, August 10th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. White Florida man uses $700 mask to disguise himself as black man, robs 5 banks. London's Tower Bridge stuck open after technical failure. Quentin Tarantino fulfills childhood promise of never giving mom a penny from Fortune. Court denies developer seeking elusive 6 inches. Donkey milk sells for $134 per liter in Maharashtra's Umarga. Why it is popular and so expensive. Sega sued for rigged Keymaster arcade machine. Rice baby. Japanese parents send relatives rice to hug in lieu of newborns. Each bag matches birth weight and features baby's face, so new arrival can be hugged in pandemic. The man who learned he could suck water up into his anus and turned it into a career. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Gear up, Harley-Davidson's e-bikes are rolling across Europe. Anti-Semitic merchandise persists on Pinterest, despite restrictions. What the latest code red climate change warning means for us. Twitter is now officially in line with India's new IT rules. Tesla reportedly gets India to consider slashing taxes on EV imports. Google's new hardware campus shows it's trying to be more like Apple. Apple's mythical AirPower shows up as a working prototype. How to transfer your Facebook data to other services. Gates and Bezos invest in EV mineral mining in Greenland. Light your room in a whole new way with these color-changing light bulbs at about $7 each. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Insects beware, this West Coast plant wants to eat you. Drug-resistant bacteria found in the guts of lemurs who live around humans. Global ocean warming started later in the 20th century than previously estimated. Why middle-class residents want to stay put after floodwaters recede. New study offers insight on how resistance training burns fat. New technology paves way towards personalized antibiotic therapy. Growing evidence of vitamin K benefits for heart health. Physical activity protects children from the adverse effects of digital media on their weight later in adolescence. Microplastics, a Trojan horse for metals. Overcoming the limitations of scanning electron microscopy with AI. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, August 10th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA statement on departure of JPL Director Michael Watkins. NASA invites media to new OSIRIS-REx, asteroid Bennu steady briefing. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Is travel next in the fight over who profits from Native American culture? I can hardly look anyone in the eye. St. George's homeless feel shame in the conservative culture. Letter, who carries the burden? Letter, solutions to bad air, UK's avoidance of climate change isn't helping. Letter, having done my civic duty under the pandemic from the get-go, here's a proposal. Letter, new regulations on hedge funds would hurt underlying beneficiaries, including in Utah. The triple team, Udoka Azubu's movement is impressive, but rebounding needs work in Summer League win over Suns. Rudy Gay and Mike Conley, after first playing together 14 years ago, choose to reunite in Utah. COVID-19 deaths in Utah exceed 2,500. The number of Utahns fully vaccinated tops 1.5 million. Lex Scott steps down from leading local Black Lives Matter group because of death threats. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. New carnivorous plant discovered in Pacific Northwest. SpaceX is buying satellite data startup Swarm. Make coal history, says PM Boris Johnson after UN climate report. World's strongest glass that's as hard as diamond discovered. DEF CON, security holes in deer, Case IH shines spotlight on agriculture cyber risk. Why CAPTCHA pictures are so unbearably depressing. What are stores even thinking with all these emails? Steam VR beta lets you arrange desktop windows inside your virtual world. AI algorithms uncannily good at spotting your race from medical scans. Samsung leader J.Y. Lee granted parole to leave prison on Friday. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Serious crash caused multiple lanes to close on 55 southbound at 44 split. Car stuck in a lake in Cahokia Heights, Illinois. Norman the Schools Collaborative offers $750 to employees who get vaccinated. St. Louis Board of Aldermen to finalize $168 million federal aid package. Excessive heat warning in effect for metro area today. Free meal for first responders at Steve's Hot Dogs today. Mercy healthcare workers in Festus protest hospital's vaccination policy. School district in St. Louis County offering $750 for employees who get COVID vaccine. Contact 2, barbecue fire leads to disturbing 911 call. Judge overrules unanimous city council's vote against quick trip development. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Gubernatorial candidate Larry Elder talks public education, homelessness in San Diego remarks. Healthcare workers rally against California's vaccine policy, it should be a choice. Video of deputy collapsing after fentanyl exposure raises questions. What happens if military members refuse to get vaccinated? Local attorney weighs in. North County man admits to selling more than $1 million in forged art. Tax collector sending bills for $111 in defaulted property taxes. California gubernatorial candidate creates site to report the unvaccinated. It doesn't go as planned. Junior Saw Beach Community Center in jeopardy of being demolished. GOP gubernatorial candidate Caitlyn Jenner to take state bus tour California-Mexico border. One stabbed during fight in Bay Terrace's neighborhood. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marines' huge new CH-53K helicopter enters initial operational test. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. The largest Chinese investors you've never heard of. Alibaba fires manager accused of rape after social media outcry. U.S. edges out China in Olympic gold medals. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Will COVID force gyms to go the way of arcades, movie rental stores? Baby formula recalled for not meeting FDA standards, not having enough iron. AP source, Messi agrees deal to join Paris Saint-Germain. Do border policies affect COVID infection rates in U.S.? Reba McEntire contracts COVID-19 despite vaccination, urges fans to wear masks. Dixie Fire Tiers 2 through Northern CA, 22% contained. Alameda County offers loans up to $210K for first-time homebuyers. Bay Area restaurant workers hit hard by breakthrough COVID infections. Jason Isbell shows to require COVID-19 vaccination or negative test. Search for stolen miniature Australian Shepherd in Los Gatos. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Feder, WBBM News Radio, Pat Cassidy back on top of Chicago radio ratings. A $20 coin from 1933 is now worth $18.9 million and you can see it in Rosemont. District 203 teachers announce plan to strike. Russia opens new criminal case against top Navalny allies. Canadian faces spy ruling as Huawei decision looms. Tropical storm warnings for Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. Survivors of Guatemalan mudslide face death or emigration. Bain scores 32 as Grizzlies beat Nets in Vegas Summer League. Palatine braces for effective microchip shortage on auto sales. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Month-long closure of Seattle's Montlake Bridge begins Monday, impacting drivers, transit, boaters. Report, these used cars, trucks had the greatest year-over-year price increases in Seattle. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Kevin 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone TWELVE, E21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Burkina Faso, Benin, Central African Republic, Côte d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Ghana, Niger, Nigeria, Chad, Togo. Drought is ongoing in Austria, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Hungary, Italy, Montenegro, Romania, Serbia, Slovenia, Slovakia, San Marino. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, August 10th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Fort Bend, Conroe, Cy-Fair ISDs to offer limited virtual learning option for some students. Driver impaled after slamming into back of 18-wheeler parked on side of SH 225. Experts question viral video of San Diego deputies' fentanyl encounter. Christina Applegate reveals she has multiple sclerosis. Workplace is able to pivot easily with little notice despite COVID surge. HISD superintendent says decision to propose mask mandate was based on science. Cy-Fair ISD announces temporary virtual learning options for 2021 to 2022 school year. Woman says she was shocked to learn fertility doctor is not licensed in Texas. Patients waiting hours for beds as hospitals max out capacity. Houston dad who survived COVID says he's lucky and was brainwashed by misinformation. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Pandemic prompts changes in how future teachers are trained. The latest, Portugal approves vaccines for children 12-15. Bipartisan infrastructure bill set for final Senate passage. Texas Governor Abbott seeks out-of-state help against COVID-19. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra, never underestimate the demand for beer in a baseball bat. Not negotiating any deals, NY Assembly leaders offer update on Cuomo investigation. Photos, joyous, car-free summer street returns after pandemic hiatus. Half of New Jersey towns poised to ban cannabis businesses. Bushwick dentist opens vegan fast food joint as a form of activism. Melissa DeRosa resigns from governor's office, other Cuomo allies under fire. Access-a-Ride users plead with MTA to stop shared rides. Early edition, more and more, cats are attacking houseplants. Assembly Judiciary Committee set to consider impeachment articles against Cuomo, here's what to expect. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. A transformational approach to climate change. How to sustainably finance universal healthcare. Child protection schemes are failing children orphaned by COVID-19 in India. A code red warning on the hazards of climate change and an impending global disaster. Tigray, intensified fighting across borders disastrous for children. Global response needed to counter rising security threats at sea. Shocking escalation of grave violations against children in Afghanistan, UNICEF. End inequalities, recognize abuses, UN chief says on International Day of Indigenous Peoples. We were born to do this. The COVID-19 time bomb, dispelling the single-story humanitarian narrative for Africa. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. France, Italy swept by mass protests against COVID health pass. What will segregated society look like for the unvaxxed? PCR scam. Proposed bill could soon land you in prison for filming the police. CDC director admits claim that over 99% of in-hospital COVID deaths were among unvaccinated people was junk. Kentucky hospital counters media's false narrative that they're overwhelmed with child COVID cases. Video, Gates cracks big smile at mandating vaxxers to receive Social Security. He takes care of the little girls. Leon Black's ex-mistress shares explosive new details about best friend Jeffrey Epstein. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did CDC say 74% of COVID cases tied to Provincetown event were fully vaxxed? Did anti-vaccine radio host Dick Farrell die of COVID-19? Epstein accuser sues Prince Andrew, citing sex assault at 17. Did George Bernard Shaw write Beware False Knowledge? Did slain police officer Ella French have a 2-month-old daughter? Cassie the robot made history by completing a 5K run. Did Jim Carrey say close down national media for 30 days? Does this braille railing describe scenic views in Naples? Pentagon to require COVID vaccine for all troops by September 15. Did Rand Paul get COVID-19 vaccination in viral photo? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Tax credit for plug-in electric vehicles still available for certain models. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Hit-and-run driver ran over 2 women for not wearing full hijab. This ninja footy makes indoor grilling possible. Gladiator Pit, Florida school COVID war is somehow uglier than ever. Russia melts down, U.S. rigged Olympics to steal our golds. Inside Grindr's first original TV series Bridesman. Florida's death toll now exceeds DeSantis' margin of victory. An anti-opioid panic left prisoners in needless, agonizing pain. Jake Johnson's weird ride from stoner bro to action star and back again. This Democratic governor has 2 thoughts on Andrew Cuomo and that's it. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Suspect chokes, punches 64-year-old in NYC before fleeing in Mercedes. Mattel family's legendary Barbie penthouse hits market for $10 m. AMC says it will let people buy movie tickets with Bitcoin this year. Shake Shack will raise prices again in 2021 to fight inflation. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Our planet's changing orbit helped life survive Snowball Earth. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Major UN climate report warns of extreme and unprecedented impacts. It's not too late to solve the climate crisis, CBS News climate specialist Jeff Berardelli says. More than 100,000 new daily COVID cases reported in U.S. fueled by Delta variant. Children make up 15% of U.S. COVID-19 cases. 8 intensive care unit beds left as Arkansas hits record COVID hospitalizations. NASA is training human-like robots to explore caves on Mars. Top climate scientists set to release landmark report on climate change. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Christina Applegate reveals multiple sclerosis diagnosis, the road keeps going. Perseid meteors set to start this week in splashy show unimpeded by moonlight. Brothers charged with killing Chicago police officer, wounding another during traffic stop. Utah boy, 7, dies after lighting himself on fire while playing with matches. U.S. health officials investigating case of rare tropical disease. Cuomo former advisors say resignation likely after top aide DeRosa quits. Analysis. Watch as a retail employee resigns in grand fashion. Utah bride killed in wrong way crash on the way home from her wedding. James Holtzhauer wants Joe Buck to host Jeopardy so he'll stop doing sports. Bernie Madoff's last days in prison full of pain and misery, report. The following headlines are from military.com. U.S. signals no change in airstrikes as Afghan Taliban advance. Family of Navy veteran killed after police put knee to his neck. North Korea vows stronger attack capabilities over allied drills. New review to give a second chance at Medals of Honor for Black, Native American vets. Official, protracted Afghan war Pakistan's worst nightmare. U.S. announces more aid as Yemen fighting, peace efforts stall. Pentagon requiring COVID-19 vaccine for U.S. troops. Senate confirms Del Toro as Secretary of the Navy. From gold medal to COVID-19 diagnosis, active duty Olympians saw high and lows in Tokyo. The military's award for serving during war isn't going away despite Afghanistan withdrawal. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Day watch, tornadoes touch down in northern Illinois, brothers charged in fatal shooting of Chicago cop and UN issues star climate warning. Column, Chicago police officer's death can be honored by tracing the path that led her killer to shoot. Friday night's lights, referees, feeling unappreciated, underpaid and unnerved by COVID-19, are fleeing high school football and other youth sports. Man, shot in head, found dead in West Side laundromat. 14 among 8 people shot Monday. Tornadoes reported in DeKalb, Kane and Lee counties. Tornadoes reported in DeKalb, Kane, Lee and Bureau counties. Tornado watch remains in effect for greater Chicago area. Brothers charged in weekend shooting that killed Chicago police officer Ella French and wounded second cop. North Chicago man threatens Lake County Sheriff's deputies with explosive to avoid eviction, officials say. As UN issues stark warning in new climate change report, Illinois scientists note what's happening globally is also happening here. Indiana man charged with making straw purchase of gun used in weekend's fatal shooting of a Chicago police officer. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Artificial intelligence unlocks extreme weather mysteries. Researchers scale up new blood test for stressed fish. Invisible barrier breakthrough, a boon for electronics, artwork and more. Climate change double whammy could kill off fish species. Planting forests may cool the planet more than thought. Breakthrough in cell mechanics discovers abnormal embryo elongation and suggests possibilities for treatment. Remote detection of viruses on surfaces. New machine learning technology explores circadian rhythms. Light pollution in spotting Perseid meteors. Microplastics, a Trojan horse for metals. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, August 10th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. What is conversational intelligence and why does it matter? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Millennial money, ready for results, find a mentor. Moeen Ali recalled by England for second test versus India. Thai government backs down on criticized media restrictions. Massive wildfire on Greek island of Evia devours forests. Longtime AP journalist Un Mu-hun dies at age 97. Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley enters Ohio governor's race. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Apple readies new iPhones with pro-focused camera, video updates. Tufts University study links some dry dog foods to canine heart disease. Parts apparently fell off plane that crashed in Minnesota, killing 3. Will gyms go the way of arcades and movie rental stores? blow, anti-vax insanity. Barry Morphew murder case, missing wife had extramarital affair before disappearance. COVID-19 or the common cold, how to tell if your child contracted COVID-19 as school starts. Respect brings Aretha Franklin story to big screen. Skelton, one of the first rules of politics is to show up. Man who caused fatal chain reaction crash on California freeway sentenced to over 23 years to life. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. North Korea vows stronger attack capabilities over U.S., South Korea's drills. Chuck Schumer schedules final infrastructure vote for 11 a.m. Tuesday. Transgender students challenge law basing restroom choice on biological sex. Florida Capitol schools go against Governor Ron DeSantis, require masks. Jenny Durkan, Muriel Bowser seek to hire more police after cutting budgets. Warren calls for eliminating corporate tax breaks to help pay for Dems' massive spending package. Robert Durst takes stand in own murder trial, denies killing Susan Berman. Alejandro Mayorkas will visit Boulder amid worsening conditions. Colorado investigates posting of election system passwords. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Brief tornadoes knock down trees, cause structural damage in Kane, DeKalb and Ogle counties. Dear Abby, Dad Sean's teen who called police about his drunken hysterics. Coda, the conflict is unique, but the dynamic is universal in smart teen drama. Missing man last seen swimming near 63rd Street Harbor. Menu planner, your family will love ribeye steaks with fresh tomato tapenade. 1 killed, 14 shot across Chicago Monday. 1 man killed, another seriously wounded in drive-by in University Village. $1 million bail set for star skateboarder charged with beating man to death in Oakbrook Terrace. Horoscope for Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Vigil honors fallen Chicago police officer Ella French. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Make immediate arrangements to return to India, government tells citizens in Afghanistan. Canada extends ban on passenger flights from India till September 21st. Olympics 2020, athletes who didn't win medals but hearts. Full list of cash rewards announced for Indian medal winners. No decision on nationwide NRC, MHA tells Peril. Quick edit, IPCC report projects global temp rise. 20 pictures of scariest roller coasters around the world. SC fines parties for not complying with order on criminal notice. Harrier, Safari with sunroof more affordable now. 10 popular apps to edit videos on your smartphone. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, a preview with Joe Principa of Rise Against. Things to do, 2 Yards, White Oak Music Hall, August 13th, 2021. Could Deshaun Watson still play for the Houston Texans in 2021? Bucking Abbott, Texas school leaders push mask mandates. QB Tyrod Taylor shines in first Houston Texans scrimmage. Things to do, blues rocker Kala returns to the Continental Club. Things to do, see the box tops at the Dosido Big Barn. Drown courses and enemas, alcohol treatment in America. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. The next headlines are about world records making news. Video, 4 on the floor for world record attempt in Vernon, Lake Country Calendar, Lake Country Calendar. Setting, not breaking a world record, can't news. Yet another video game auction world record smashed. Nintendojo. Nelson cyclist beats Guinness World Record for 12-hour virtual ride, Stuffco NZ. Mario Kart 64 Pro holds fastest record on every single course, Screen Rant. UW Eau Claire professor maps major marathons, Spurs world records, WQOW TV News 18. In attempt to break a world record, City of Kyle calling on all Kyles to rally together, Clue. Pocono, Nicky Hill threatens world record in Pasire Stakes victory, daily racing form. YouTuber Badlands chugs drinks 2L bottle of soda in record-breaking time, Guinness World Records. World's longest basketball game record attempt underway in New York, UPI News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. I Am Legend screenwriter forced to tell anti-vaxxers his zombie movie is fake. AMC theaters to accept Bitcoin by end of 2021, but plenty of questions remain. Apple says it won't let the government turn its child abuse detection tools into a surveillance weapon. Catherine Zeta-Jones will play Morticia in Tim Burton's Wednesday Addams Netflix series. Life with a foldable phone is a game changer with one terrible downside. Batman writer James Tynion IV is moving from DC to Substack. New data portability tools get us closer to leaving Facebook the website, but not Facebook the Borg. Novel virus detected in Hawaiian dolphin could trigger global outbreaks among marine mammals, scientists say. Blackula was about the respectable monster haunting us all. Controversial crypto tax amendment may be fixed in the 11th hour. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Colinas do Tocantins in Brazil at 133.34 degrees Fahrenheit or 56.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Fourth person in U.S. mysteriously stricken with deadly bacteria from South Asia. U.S. settles with Trump admin whistleblower who exposed botched COVID response. Buckle up as Doom Patrol Ash 3 teaser promises another wild and crazy ride. A number of Apple devices are on sale today, including new iPads and AirPods. Uber asked contractor to allow video surveillance in employee homes, bedrooms. Court says Florida cannot block cruise line from requiring vaccines. Google allegedly considered buying Epic Games to silence antitrust complaints. With a single photo, SpaceX sent a not-so-subtle message to FAA regulators. Physicists discover new kind of tetraquark, the longest lived yet found. Apple says it will refuse Gov demand to expand photo scanning beyond CSAM. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Bayer loses another appeal against Roundup cancer verdict. Dumbest person on Capitol Hill Madison Cawthorn slammed for trying to draw Barack Obama, Ted Cruz comparison. Florida teachers fear Ron DeSantis throwing us into the gladiator pit to satisfy GOP donors. Alabama officials dread super spreader event at Trump rally in America's least vaccinated state. Since 1978, CEO pay has risen 1,322%, typical worker pay, just 18%. Lauren Boebert's Midnight Run, Capitol tour happened after she attended Stop the Steal rally. He was afraid, Trump's battle with COVID detailed in new book. Flail and DeSantis reduced to making minor threats as local school districts ignore his mask ban. London's Tower Bridge stuck open after technical failure. Sandwich Nazi Capitol rioter charged in Brian Sicknick's assault ordered released from jail. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. We have the war on terror to thank for Donald Trump. As Wells Run Dry, a tourist town fights for survival. The most iconic photo in music history inspires the co-naming of 126th Street in Harlem. fires, floods, heat waves. We're just getting started, says IPCC. The logic of corporate accounting took over our language, and we hardly noticed. Wait, we can mine valuable metals using shrubbery? The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Bring on the aliens. Northwest notes, Colorado Springs Gazette. A top Harvard astronomer is studying UFOs, thanks in part to the Pentagon report, NBC News. There is an unseen world behind our world, artist Kaguo Kying on what the cosmos can reveal about humanity, ArtNet News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Principles of seed banks and the emergence of complexity from dormancy, Nature.com. Observation of rescue behavior in wild boar, Suscrofa, scientific reports, Nature.com. Ross-like GMGT posse induced bypass 4 promotes activity-dependent neuronal tolerance for ischemic stroke, pnas.org. Hydrogelysis stem cell delivery as potential Parkinson's therapy, Parkinson's News Today. NervGen Pharma and Massachusetts General Hospital collaborate on preclinical studies in Alzheimer's disease, StreetInsider.com. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, August 10th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.